The ones I trust so much, they made a fool out of me. I've been praying for everything, please give me honey.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. Our next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate. in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is, first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So, for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country, is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
cold, chicken they grow for day.
Okay. Thank you for tuning in. Today I'm in my executive form. Yep. Share this video, please, and like the video, man. I got 25 people watching me, and I see only one person. So you're trying to tell me only one person like me on the whole show? Wow, man. You can really discourage people sometimes. And that's also ANC people too. Anyway, you know the last part of Mr. Cummings' video, he said, together we will make Liberia better for all Liberians. He never said I. He didn't say I. He don't just shift the blame. He don't shift the blame. He don't just say, oh, it's George we have fault. Oh, that you're fault. Everything is Mr. Cummings. No, Mr. Cummings, okay, no. A good leader take responsibility. There is no way. It's like the Liberian war. The Liberian war. You can't exempt yourself. You say, well, I never brought a war. No. Just by saying, oh, they will remove Doe, you were part of the war. So Mr. Cummings said something in his interview. He said, I will be honest. I was part of the process. I was part of the problem. But you see, if you are part of a problem, you don't run from the problem. When you run from the problem, then you create another problem. So Mr. Cummings always saying we. Mr. Cummings said, listen, the government doing good. The government doing some good stuff. They're doing this, but this is where they're lacking. I want for the government to do good for Liberians. If the government do good and make the election hard for us, no trouble, no problem. Have you ever heard a politician saying that? No politician. No politician. All our politicians say, I will do this, even including President We are. Everything is I. Me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. But Mr. Cummings is saying that government is teamwork. It's teamwork. Only one man just there to speak. One man is just the one messenger. So Mr. Cummings trying to be the messenger for the Liberian people. So I was just on the focus on Liberia, and I'm honored to be on it for my first appearance. And they were live in Liberia on radio, and 3 persons just text me. They were on Prime FM, and I want to say thanks to Ja for allowing me. The debate was nice. The conversation was okay. But I want to say this to CDC and to the Liberian people. If you watch the show later on or you're watching it in, CDC got nothing to offer. CDC has nothing in store to offer you. I listen to the counter argument. I listen to them. All they're going to tell you will give you lies. But what they fail to realize that they think you stay the same from 2017. They think that you stay the same, that when time comes, I will give you money and you will vote for me. They don't know how you been eating. They don't know how your children been going to school. They don't know how your son been going to the hospital. They don't know how you been managing. They don't know how you been making it. But they will be coming right back to you to vote. They will come back to you and ask for your help, your vote. Don't get mad. Vote. Don't get pissed off with them. When they bring it, that's your taxpayer money, because they got the advantage. They will eat it and vote against them. The first election, you give it to them. The second election is on them. When you in school and they tell you got 13 subjects to pass, if you don't pass, you got to pass the 13, or you got to pass at least and whatsoever. But the certain subject like in WAEC, you got to pass that full subject. If you don't, you fail. So by President Weah fixing the little park that they think that one of the biggest thing ever, we enjoy it, we would like it, it is our property. It is our property. It's the property of the Republic of Liberia. So they say, oh, that park will create jobs. How are you going to create jobs? Who's going to control it? So let us understand that. But listen, we're going to put in requests to use the park. It's the responsibility of every political party. Every party has a right to use public and facilities. So we put it in. If they refuse, we'll take them to court. Although it's their court, but we will take them there just to put them on record. Because they will not allow ANC or UP or AN or whosoever to use that park. God, watch it. Only CDC going to use that park. But we're going to challenge them. We're going to put in days that we want to use the park. Whatsoever they're supposed to do, we will do it. But the park is a nice park. But the fact is that the park is not for George Weah. You cannot personalize the park. If you personalize the park, it's corruption. That park is supposed to be for our children, that they can go and swing free. You're not supposed to charge them. Liberians are supposed to go and walk. If they want to use the playing pitch, there should be some permit to use the playing pitch. If they want to have a wedding there, there should be some permit or something to have it. Yes, we all agree. But you cannot stop us or stop our children from playing on the park and say you must pay to enter the park. It is wrong. The park belongs to the people. That's it. Unless you want to tell me in the parks around you pay. No. You don't pay to run the park, to go walk in a park. You don't pay. That is why you're paying taxes. But when you say you bill it for if you can give the people around there free house, why are we going to charge Liberians for using the park? Since this government want to act, they're too tough. If you can give the Liberian people who are living around there, you give them free house because of election. Why are you charging people for using the park? Why? Why, Liberians? Well, President Weah, listen, we know it's all political stunt. We know next year is election. So now the president will try to do, he just gave Cottington a bus. He just gave Cottington a bus. Liberian people, listen, election is next year. This president have kept by himself for the last 4 years and did nothing. Do not talk. He make himself rich. What is the guarantee that he will do better in his second term? No way. There is no plans. Oh, okay. Maybe he stole enough money and he built his property, so now he will do what is right. No. Then you yourself, you don't love your country. And Liberians, I will tell you today, CPP was just a vehicle. 2017, Mr. Cummings ran on his own. Liberty Party and everybody was on their own. The CPP, only one man was in the CPP, George Weah. Other people joined him. Nobody there wanted it. Only George Weah. So let me tell you, do not say that the CPP let you down. The CPP discouraged you. Oh, don't say no. If you say they discourage you, that means you discourage yourself. That means you're not a patriot. Because the CPP do not make appointments in government. The CPP do not collect taxes. The CPP don't negotiate for the government. They are just an ordinary citizen like yourself. The government of Liberia is the one that doing everything, and they are the one that giving us the bad leadership. Corruption is at its highest. The Freeport of Monrovia today, with all the evidence, the information, the president still has the confidence of the Freeport director. The National Election Commission, the president still got the back. The Information and Agriculture Minister, all these people, they are still working. Only the president can fire them. Only the president can fire them, my people. This president continue to ignore the Liberian people. This president have not taken anything personal. Our mothers, our children, our brothers, our cousins, they are all dying mysteriously, and this president will not even take the telephone and call a mother and say, I am sorry. Princess Cooper mom was in jail, and I saw the bruise on her leg, unless it's a different woman. How can you brutalize someone who is already bereaved for their daughters? President Weah got daughter. He got children. Well, maybe because they're well protected? No. Every Liberian's life is important. It's a simple thing. Nobody accusing President Weah of killing. Nobody accusing the government of killing. But when the government cannot defend the people and the government continue to give contradictory information out there, then you ask the citizen, what we can do? If the government of Liberia say you should put a CC camera, no. The government of Liberia supposed to put a CC camera in certain areas since they want to be technical. That's what they do in this country. The government got money to equip the police. The government has enough money to equip our police and let the police stop to be a partisan police. Do your work. Have a relationship with the community. That's the job of the police. You dare to protect your citizen, not to only protect. You are not a partisan. That is why the Cummings administration saying that, yes, if I'm president, The police will be well paid so they will do their jobs because they are the one in the street when we ourselves are sleeping. They are the one going around. So they need every logistics. But this government concerned, we see ministers traveling with 50,000, 100,000. We see ministers giving money out. We see ministers celebrating girlfriend birthday. But they can't even take care of the bodyguard to the door. The Liberian people are crying every day. How you expect the Liberian people to vote for President Weah when you don't even know how they're surviving? Nobody say you should give them money. But do unto others have you want to do unto you. They voted for you. Your responsibility, Mr. President, is to take care. When I say take people, make decisions that will benefit Liberians. Liberia is rich. Let us stop bluffing. Let us stop lying. Let us stop telling our people, say, oh no, don't mind it. Liberia, say 1847. No. This president saw this woman, a beautiful woman, with 15 children, 15 different fathers. He said, oh, I will marry you. No problem. I will marry you. I will marry you. I will marry you. He married a woman and then he complaining. Nobody is saying that President Weah will solve the problem of Liberia. But what President Weah promised the Liberian people, don't change course. Don't just build because you want to build. Build something that will last longer. Build that Liberians will say, yeah, this is an infrastructure. Don't build because you won't vote from the Liberian people. Don't do things. Monrovia is not Liberia. Let us be honest with ourselves. When you personalize everything, then everything fall on you. The government is not Weah. Weah is not the government. But when you say the president did this, the president did. Now some of them are saying that, oh, that taxpayer money. But the president said, I gave back to the community. How can the president give back to the community and using taxpayer money? Using government resources and give it back to the community? This president, they honor this government, and corruption is legal in the eyes of the people. Legal in the eyes of the people. They asked Jefferson Koji, if you leave today, what will you be doing? He said, poverty is not my portion. I never settled for poverty. Something, I got to look at that. I just saw somebody just scroll. So this is the problem. This is corruption is the foundation of the CDC-led government. Corruption until they are fighting among themselves. We heard it from Molba Molu, the chairman of CDC. He said that every time President Weah travel, he gets money from out there. He uses it on a personal use. Every time President Weah get a girlfriend, he gave them a new job. We all know the Minister of Commerce have not entered her office for a very long time, but she worked to the will and pleasure of the president. The president is okay. Today, we cannot find the rice. The rice is in the country. But the business was saying that we will increase the rice. Government, tell the people. You say, oh, no, I don't want to tell the people. So they keep the rice. Now we're buying rice for $20, $25, more than $25 for 25 pounds. $1 per pound. How our people will survive? There is no job creation. We see people enjoying. Why our people? Who told you that? Listen to me, people. Let me put it in a simpler way. You in a house, things are tough. You got to pay your children's school fees. You got to feed the children. Will you buy a new car? Will you be able to build a new house? No. If you cannot feed your children, why will you want to build a new house? You can't pay your children's school fees. Why will you want to buy a new car? You must cut down. But we got a government who still traveling with entourage. A government, a president who don't have that empathy to know what it takes. He pretend as if he was out there. But this president never went through the hardship like some of us. This president, when he started playing football, his life was over. His life was set. Some of us are from a very poor family. And God help us. It's almost like Mr. Cummings. From an average family. Went through the struggle. And came back home. Retired. He don't need to find a job again. Because of bad governance, he said, I will get into the race. That's the biggest crime he committed in his life, to run for president. That's the biggest crime he ever committed. Because Liberians are afraid. Liberians believe, the corrupt Liberians and the corrupt politicians believe that if Mr. Cummings is president, he will stop the thing they call chopping. He will stop the chopping. But I will tell you today, Liberians, Mr. Cummings will go after every government official that he appoints. Corruption will not see the daylight. Corruption will hide to come out because he will not wait for the corruption to come out. We will block the gate that corruption will have to fight to get out. He will not going to stop it. We'll minimize it. And we'll stop it. It's stealing. When you say corruption, it don't have to be cash. But by stealing the country money, under the Cummings administration, government officials, assistant minister, deputy minister proper will be afraid. They will go to work on time. They will work for the Liberian people. The civil servant will have, they will be able to be, they will receive a living salary, a living wage. Our nurses, our police will understand they are the one doing the work. They are the one doing the work. Under Mr. Cummings' administration, trust me, Liberian businesses will flow. Because Cummings know what it means to be a businessman. And guess what? Our judicial system will be fixed. Because Cummings is going through it right now. He knows how disgraceful the system is. He knows how sitting government manipulate the system. To see a Solicitor General saying that I will bring 17 witnesses and the other witness, just imagine one witness going 4 months. Then I will bring another 25. Then by the time you come to yourself, we'll be in next year, and then I will take my time because he's going by the law. You know what I'm saying? So that is why that is why we're saying that the government is responsible. Just yesterday, it's up to them to rectify it. They said that when they brought the case out first, they squash it. And then, but thank God, if you look at the Justice Minister press release, now he requested for all evidence. All evidence. It is the government responsibility to prosecute criminals. When I bring my case as a criminal case, government will provide a lawyer for me. But at the same time, the government cannot just listen to my saying. The government must investigate, send the police, investigate, and find out what happened. Then if you have a proof, now you say, I can prosecute this guy here. But because a man just come up and said, they say, Mr. Cummings finger the document, Mr. Cummings, but I will send this to you like Brentford today. We got people who killed 10,000 Liberians. We got people who were responsible for 250,000 Liberians who voted for them. We got people in Liberia today who are rebel leaders of a big rebel group. Prince Johnson, we voted for him. We got George Bole, he's a representative. Do you think Liberians will bar the nonsense that we're talking about, Mr. Cummings' finger document? Whoever signed a document, if you don't want the document to be stronger, everybody sign a document that will be very strong. Nobody just sign a blanket document. What happened in the past? That's why we signed the document. These were the same people going around and saying that, oh, if Ty Wongwe said that this document that we signing is a living document. Benda Yure said the same thing. They used the document. They went all over just to show how wicked they are. When Joseph Boakai took over, they were still complaining about the document, and CPP put in a candidate, the other 4 candidates. You see how bad these people are. Under the leadership of Joe Boakai, CPP, future candidate in the same race under CPP, the same document. How bad is this thing? Trust me, Liberian people, open your eyes. The days of the corrupt politicians should come to an end. And the last days will be 2023. We will finish with them. But you look at our innocent man, because he refused to listen to you. He refused to go as vice president, the biggest crime he committed in his life. Nobody can tell Mr. Cummings about stealing money. Nobody can tell Mr. Cummings that, oh, you refuse to pay your taxes. Nobody can tell Mr. Cummings, oh, you came to the court there and you bribed the judge. Nobody can tell Mr. Cummings, oh, you hit my car the other day and you tried to show me that you're a rich man. What you want to say, Mr. Cummings' finger document? That means he's smarter than you. That means he's smarter than you. Liberian people, don't let them fool you that CPP fail you. No. Point out the people who fail you. Unity Party, ALP, fail the Liberian people. They are the instigator. You listen to that lawyer today at NEC. Things that they deny. Say, oh yes, we don't have the original copy. We don't have the original copy. My people, The case, whether in court, we go by the issue. And trust me, I'm going. That case, they can take it to Jesus Christ. They can take it to God. They will scratch it. They will not feel candidate. If they want to feel candidate, they will have to come back and beg. And we'll amend that part and tell you, say, bah. But if not, you can go anywhere it is clear in the Constitution. And guess what? If they say that document is wrong, then NEC will have to throw Darius Dillon out, throw all the CPP representatives, because I mean, they forged the document. Town trap, not for rat alone. We're waiting for you to go testify. We're waiting for you to testify. Since you're gang up against your own with a corrupt government, you will testify. You will testify. You will stand and stay in that court. And they will scrutinize you. But you don't know the trap they set, the trap for you. That was your own trap. But because you think you got the wisdom, no, you don't have it. They fool you. You know, you watch the show, the mean barman. The barman say, go and bring that key. By the time you bring the key, they say, we'll give you 10,000. They shoot you, bam. They finish with you. That they predicament in. Then that Europe will take that stage. You can keep that case and go to the longest and do whatsoever. And when you keep that case and they start the campaign, when Mr. Cummings appear anywhere, will be a crowd. This case, we are not going to kill ourselves. And we're not blaming UP or ALP. We all argue. Maybe we did something wrong. But it is a lesson that when you're in a group, you rather stay in a group. It's better for you to stay in a group. Let me bring you up. Yeah. Rather stay in a group and fix it. Stay in a group and fix it. Don't just walk out. That's what a coward does. If you cannot fix it, if you cannot stay in that group, you can't get it right. You will not get it right. Hold on 1 minute, guys. Okay. You're sorry. If you can't stay in a group, if these guys were sincere to the Liberian people, if Mr. Boaka, Mr. Ure were sincere to the Liberian people, stay in that group and do the fighting. But instead, you're left. Then you'll say that Musa belated the problem. No, you're left. Stay in a group and get it right. And stop using the social media. And we know that they pay you to do certain things. But poor Mr. Boaka and the UP don't know because they're so desperate for chance, they follow the flow. They follow the flow. You don't do that. You don't do that. That is why the Liberian people say, oh, you all fail us. But Liberian, be honest, Mr. Cummings is staying in the CPP. They thought Mr. Cummings was going to be frustrated and leave. They thought Mr. Cummings was going to just get pissed off and walk out. No. Mr. Cummings is not just a typical politician we call politicos. No. He's real Liberian who want to do right for Liberia. That is why he's not afraid to admit his fault. He's not afraid to take responsibility. What kind of leader in our history? Let us listen to President Weah. Listen, look, my people. If you show you supporting the opposition, you will not tell me that opposition failed you. The people who singing that songs are seditious. They're trying to pretend to be in an opposition. You know what I'm saying? If you're from UP, you said that you were part of the process. You wanted to remove President Weah. Then today, you said the finger document. They put a clause in. My first time in my entire life, I'm still trying to pick it up. How in the world I will sign a contract and don't want that contract to hold, especially if I want us to work together. Where? We're in a war. We saw these things happening in 1997. PR 24 or what? We saw what happened with Bacchus Matthews when they walked out of the CP, the coalition, the alliance. We saw what happened when Bacchus Matthews, Tipote, they all walk out because they were the old politicians. It's the same thing we're doing today. History is about to repeat itself. But the only good thing is that this is the second election. So it is not an election because at the time Charles Taylor was running and everybody knew. But the fact of the matter is that President, we have already messed up. President, we, our government, have failed the people of Liberia everywhere. We give you glory for the little rule. We give you glory, my Mr. President. You did some stuff, but it is not enough to take you through the finish line. You did everything. You personalize it. Build roads, feed our roads. That's a good thing. That's why we elected you. You are the president. That's your responsibility. But that alone will not take you. The people have not felt it. The people they can't understand it. They say, I don't know. He built road? No, I don't know. They don't know, Mr. President. The only sedition they're going to buy, there will be no new seditions. No new sedition falling in for any kind of rhetoric right now. Only the ones that are supposed to be there will understand it. No new sedition falling in for any rhetoric. So we're telling you, Liberian people, first food are food, second food are not food. Prove to them, prove to all the politicians, Mr. Cummings and whosoever, say we can do better. Ask Mr. Cummings any kind of question. Anyway, he's the only one going around anyway. Because you will never have the opportunity to ask Mr. Weah a question. Mr. Weah will not stand in front of you to ask you a question. Mr. Weah will not appear on the Spoon Show. Mr. Weah will not appear on any platform. He will always go into a friendly territory. So which of the president we're talking about? Are we going to give another blank check to President Weah? Are we going to sign President Weah contract? No. No. We have given everything to President Weah. President Weah got the legislatures. He got the judiciary. We gave everything to him. All the Liberian people wanted was to change their lives. They're not saying that share money with them, but to make sure they get jobs, they get everything. We ourselves allow companies to be afraid. When the companies come to Liberia, they don't come to ordinary Liberians. They meet government officials, they sign the MOU and leave and never to come back. Never to come back. When President Weah took over, we saw foreign companies coming to Liberia. They say, oh yes, thank God we got a new government. Thank God we got a government at least for change. When they landed, they visited Jamaica Resort and they left the country never to come back. Never. Empty arrow. Our government they started stealing money by imagination. When the president traveled, they gave him physical cash, $10 million from France. We don't know what went on. $4 million from this place. Everybody was so hot. You know, that's a saying. No matter how long John stayed in the army, he will know him. John tried to say quick to get tight in the army. We have a government that looked like a catfish. You don't know the president from the bottom. You don't know the head. You don't know the tail. You don't know whether that woman or that man. Everybody speak. Everybody act like leader. Everybody, law and order, disobeying people, whipping journalists in the street. Our people are dying. Police playing the role of something different. Using taxpayer money at the same time and manhandling them. Beating journalists. You tell us. Yes, the president built roads. Yes, the president wants development. But how can you develop something when you don't have the people to use it? The president wants to develop, spend more time on the road. Then when election comes, he gave you little peanuts and then get more from there. But you know, the good thing is that Liberian eyes are open. Liberian eyes are open. Liberians will make the difference. Will make that change no matter what happens. CDC government, and don't try to steal the election, Mr. President. I know you're not for that. You're a man of peace. Don't do it because Liberian getting in the street, it will be bad. It will be bad. And my people, Liberians, open your eyes. Open your eyes. There's certain things I will not even get into. Some people, our pastors who suppose you got nobody to speak for you anymore. Your pastors will not speak for you because your pastor have been bought. Your pastor, they are all demolished people. The devil is in them. So I will not listen to them. They are divided. All the crew pastors and certain pastors together go to the president and forget about other pastors because they know the Baptist pastor will not take that nonsense. And Bishop Winger allowed another bishop or pastor to kneel down and to pray over him and then call President Weah and did a political stunt, and then this pastor is buying down in front of President Weah. Stop it, my people. They say God can call anybody. But the last time I remember, God never called George Weah. God never. You got a bishop who turned against the people of Liberia, a bishop working in the government, corrupt bishop. He can pray from now to judgment. They can't catch me because I want to pray. Too strong. It's too strong. If you got the men of God buying down to an ordinary person, who dare to fight for us again? Who dare to fight for us? But the God we serve will break down any devil. If any juju involved, it will break it down in 2023. The people will make the difference. Witchcraft never lasts too long. And when they get ready for them, it can disgrace them. When they fail, if you're smart, you walk out yourself. If you try to stay there, you're on your own. So it reminds me, Joshua left the game. He was very good. But because he was coming in 30 minutes, 20, 15 minutes to game time, he left it and walked out of the contract. Liberians, we voted George Weah. He's the president. It's in history. Nobody can change it. We will die, come back. Other people will be there. The name George Manuel Weah will remain in history. But this is nothing personal. There's nothing we can get from out of George Weah administration. There's no option, no plans. They defend themselves on everything. Nobody accusing this government directly. When we say the government is corrupt, the government is corrupt. But if the president can keep the corrupt people around him, then he is semi-corrupt. And let's be honest. This president needs to focus on the Liberian people. And what is not in your blood is not in your blood. Forget it, man. Forget it. What is not part of you is not part of you. This president will not take responsibility of any government issue. This president will tell you that what is going on in government is not him. This president went to the rice people, the Lebanese men, Fawaz and Fuanin brothers, and told the Liberian people, say, y'all lie too damn much. Look at the rice here. When you don't have money to buy the rice, fine. If you get the money, just come and buy the rice. But rice will not go more than $13. But this president's inspector general, instead of going down water side to go to the Lebanese retailer, they went to the Liberian people. You say you should be economy and don't be a spectator in your economy. But in spite of, they're not even spectator. They're not even spectator. Eh? Ellis Comey said, 3 years into my administration, we'll raise the budget to $1 billion. When they argue, they just raised it to $785 million and they don't have money to maintain it. But you got some seditionists who will kind of fool you. I love that they can be talking to their own. Don't know the Constitution. They say, oh, we're just on the show. Y'all saw the debate. We're just on there. They say the legislature to raise money for the police. They will lie. They will lie. They will fool you. But you know what they forgot? They think you stay the same. They think the 900 young Liberians who were not qualified to vote, they don't know that they are around. That they want them to teach them lesson. We are the underdogs. The men are down, fear no fall. I am the underdog. You can put me to the last. You can put me to the, but the race is not to the swift, but the one who endures to the end. So you can put ANC anywhere you want to put ANC. Mr. Cummings is not doing good. Don't worry. Don't cry more than me. Election is about going to the people. Election is about talking to convince the man to get the vote. That is what election is all about. That is what election is all about. This government failed us. We saw change. We voted for change. We saw that change. We voted for change. But in our house, they say if the house don't sell you, the street will not buy you. While we were sincere, trying to build the house, trying to fence the house, we got people in the house who were undermining the foundation of the house. While we were doing everything, we did everything. We purchased everything. We see to that the foundation was okay. When we turn it over, they undermine us. We have a lot of Brutuses. We have Brutus. Yeah. So guess what? I am Mark Anthony. I'm here to bury Caesar, but not to praise the evil that man does live after them. Alex Cummings have been prosecuted indirectly. He's a political prisoner. But because he has passion for Liberia, he believed no matter how bad the law is the law. He believed that there will be change in Liberia. He believed that Liberia will change. He believed that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. He believed in the people of Liberia. If the people of Liberia say, we will not carry Mr. Cummings will not die. He will live with it for the rest of his life, but it will be history. But guess what? It will not change his life. It will not change his life. That means Liberia will remain. They can take the rice to $22. He will buy it. They can take the gasoline to $100. He will buy it. Because God bless him. And guess what? The people you elect will buy the gasoline for $10 and will not buy it for $10. No money. They will get free food to eat. They will use your taxpayer money because that is how the system been working. That is how they've been taking Liberia to be a farm from 1847. But not because it's happening 1847, it should happen now. And that's true. They say the liberators are always the suppressors. They fight to liberate you. They bring young people. They say, okay, now we're getting rid of the old people. We'll bring young people in. And not new. This is a problem now. Our young people that we brought in, their role models are crooks. So George, we are look at the politicians who are crook. Jefferson Koji saw them, they are crooks, and he admired them. He said, wow, if I get over there, I will eat my own. So this is the boss stop. This is the boss stop. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up and say all the politicians are corrupt. No. George Weah started to push them out, but he got there. They are the young guys. Their role models were the corrupt politicians. So they got in there by the imagination to steal by imagination. So guess what? We got the people now who coming back now to teach them, say, no, this is not what we fight for. Mr. Cummings saying that if you follow me, no problem. But when I come there now, this is my trend. This is my message to you all. Corruption will be on life support until they die. Because right now, corruption, driving a Mercedes Benz, going to all the party. But corruption will be on life support by the time they say, I'm feeling taking over. Heart attack will catch them straight. Then when they on our life support, they will die right in the hospital. Corruption. Corruption have deprived Liberia of everything you can think about. Lack of security, law and order, corruption. Lack of education, lack of hospital, lack of infrastructure, lack of farming or government of inclusion, corruption. Lack of electricity, corruption. Corruption damaged country. And guess what? It make people rich temporarily. All our people that steal from government, they are broke today. No matter how many houses you put on, it will fall. Because most of them too distributed in a red bank. And you know red bank, you can't withdraw from red bank. You listen to Mr. Cummings. He said when you work for your money so hard, it's not easy for you to spend it out to give it to individual that. If it was a UP man or CDC having an interview, they would blame Mr. Cummings. Oh, we live in a CPP because Mr. Cummings refused to come to meeting. We live in a CPP because Mr. Cummings this. They said, Mr. Cummings said, listen, I will take the blame myself. And part of the blame, I was in a process. I was in a process that did not work. I will blame myself, not everybody. Only leaders can do that. Good leader. If you're a bad leader, you can. He said, I will blame myself. I will not blame Boaka alone. I will not blame Mr. Ure. But where they carry most of the blame, they were supposed to stay in there and fix it. Stay in there and fix it. Look in each other's face and say, listen, my man, we got to do this. Don't send no surrogates. If you want for Mr. Cummings to go as your VP, you, Mr. Boaka, call Mr. Cummings on one-on-one. Say, Mr. Cummings, man, I want us to put a team together. When they talk about going to Ghana, Mr. Cummings said, no. The two teams organize it. If you ask the other side, they say, oh, Mr. Cummings carry Mr. Boaka to go bribe him with $5 million because Mr. Cummings stole the money from you from Coca-Cola. You see, y'all put your blame. So that is the differences between Mr. Cummings and the other side. And Mr. Cummings said, listen, I will not come here and can discuss with you what the VP myself talk about. And it is not illegal to negotiate or to talk. But I never told the vice president, don't run. It was all about the same negotiation, maybe to find a suitable place. But because you guys, you're muff, you think you got authority. You're the one when you speak, the 10,000 people listen to you with a bunch of lies. Mr. Cummings tried to give Mr. Boaka $5 million. That's why he said, let the VP come and say it. Let the VP go to the public and say, Mr. Cummings tried to bribe me. Your state don't know Mr. Cummings, man. Liberian people. Let's vote for Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings. Let's vote for Mr. Cummings. Tell me, man. He never put a blame on you alone. The man put a blame on himself. He said, because I was part of the process. Maybe I was too hard. Maybe I was playing by the rules. But we could still fix it. You don't leave a group and fix the group. No. When you leave the group, you don't fix it. Do you know how many times we beat Mr. Cummings up and tell him, say, leave the CPP? And he said, guys, let me make it understand today. I will not leave the CPP. And if I leave the CPP, I am not prepared to go as independent. Say, wow. Let us be honest. Liberian people, the only thing you need into a leader is honesty. But you not see, everybody say honest. Integrity, you will see it by yourself. And empathy. If you have that integrity, you will respect yourself. You will respect other people. You will respect your name. You will want that tomorrow I will do it right so nobody can chase my family. When you have that empathy, you will know what it means for a man to sit in a wheelchair. You will know what it takes that a father will spend 85% of his time and can't find food to eat. You will understand what it means for a young girl that don't have a father because the father cannot support her. You think it's right? Then we say we should blame the people. We not blame the people. We blame the government. It's the government responsibility. It's the government responsibility to create schools, roads, hospitals, defend the people, protect their lives. It's the government. If our legislature if they were not going to put in $30,000 for themselves, by this time every district supposed to get an ambulance, maybe 2, 3. If our representatives were not going to take $30,000 for themselves every year, every district supposed to have a clinic, 1 or 2 clinic. Every district in Liberia. If our representatives were not going to take money, every district we got, by this time they get 2 or 3 fire trucks in every district. Light will be in every place. Let me tell you the story about Congo. The president, Total stole most of Congo oil. Because they were only seeing exploring something. Present day in Congo, in every town, they dug well. They got one of the the water tank. They got over 10 different wells. They got a machine that pumps the water into that reservoir, and then they ran the pipes to all the counties, to all the little houses, because that's the only way they could get it. And what the president did, in every district, he built a ministerial place for the president. That means almost like place where almost like a mansion where the president can go and work, but in every little district. And what they did, they paved the roads. They tried their best. Congo. If we say President Weah love the people of Liberia, why should the people suffer under President Weah? Why should if President Weah said he was a millionaire, every millionaire that I know that ever got into government refused salary. They say I would take $1 because they got money to survive. They will still get benefits, but our president take Monrovia to be Liberia. Since President Weah took over, he initiated 2 roads. The one to and what the place named itself, the Doe community, and another road. What the road name is? Pinsville area there. But all the other roads, even in Nimba, the road they're talking about in Nimba, the road they're talking about on this other place, all that roads, the contract was signed, the money was put aside. Government continued, my people. That's why we voted for George Weah. George Weah sort of continue. When the next president comes, they will continue George Weah on. So don't personalize the thing. Don't make it look like George Weah using your money to support the country. They're not your money. Now you see President Weah doing it at election time around the corner. Liberian people, it is time for you to show your power. Now they're coming to you. If you don't give it to them, they will not lead you. It is time that you make the necessary changes in government, from the representative to the senator and whatsoever. They are criminals. Look in the Constitution and know your role, my people. I'm telling you, they are criminals. The government can protect you. Our children, our brothers and sisters, nobody can hang out anymore. You remember when we used to walk, come from the cinema and walk through that dark and go home. Maybe you found one little stupid person wants steal, but this time they catch you, they kill you. And when they kill you, if your parents don't have that strength, nobody will hear about you. We got a government who defend killing. We got a police that will come on and make statement before even they check it. What happened with Matthew Innes? What happened with Odell? What happened with the 3 missing boys? What happened to the auditors? What happened to the journalists? Tell us. We say the government killed them, but the government failed to investigate, to tell us, to show us a killer. Some government will tell you, say, I will put $5,000 down, whoever find a killer. But how will you find a killer? When the killer is the one who sometimes around the same place. Rape and kill. Men raping 3 years old. How can a 9 or 12-year-old girl hang herself? So the girl refuse. How bad Liberia is. Our president should take things personal as a father. Barack Obama cried. Some of us say we cry for Princess. I know her. Some people say, oh, because they know. Not every death can go like that. Floyd was a criminal. Smoke weed. But when they killed him, what happened? When Annie Yancey and the group of boys to do the bojo in Maryland County, they killed so many people. But when they killed Moses, I was a little boy at that time. That was the end of the Fanny Yancey and the Anderson and Tanyano. It was the end. Not everybody you kill. Not everybody you kill. And this is the first time we're not criticizing the autopsy, but this is the first time we pressure rather instead of doing autopsy. Yeah. We need to do better. As a nation, we need to do better. We need to elect the right person. We're not against President we are because they elected him. We're not. My eating penna in President we are horse. My wife money, my children money, the school, it's not in President we are horse. If I talk, President, even I close my mouth, President we will not give it to me. My eating penna in the man house. You see the man behind me here? This guy. My eating penna in house. Do you want me to be afraid of my boss? No. That is different between you and myself. You myself. You afraid of Joe we are. I'm not afraid of Josh we are. Oh, why you can't come home? Why you can't come? Why you come home? Y'all not people, y'all come. We will come home. We will come home. Not because we're in America, we got children. It was not by mistake that the grace of God that we came to this country here. It was the grace of God. We're not better than y'all in Liberia. The people in Liberia are smart. That is what confusing us. The Liberians are smart people. Don't get it wrong. They got the corrupt ones, then the damn corrupt. Yes. But they are smart Liberians out of school, going to school. They can get. Then we want to go in the bush, go make farm. President we are made farm. President we are telling people to go in the bush. He made farm. President we are created job in Liberia before you voted for him. Or Joe Bwaka. Oh, why Mr. Cummings took $180,000 and gave it to the American to lobby against George Weah. That president, that Mr. Cummings, the one that checking the MCC report. That president, that Mr. Cummings, they created their own problem. Ask yourself the question: why President Weah, up to now, going 4 years, he has broken the record of child stealer? Can I even come to America and see Joe Biden, sleepy Joe Biden? Even a president, we just sneak away, said they will not even know. But just imagine President Joe Biden. American government said we're running a kleptocratic government. That means they're using the people money on their own for themselves. You tell us now, for God's sake, what you want us to do. You don't want us to show tough love. We should hide everything. We easy. Go on the platform. See when they talk about Sierra Leone. See when they talk about Nigeria. The Nigerians, the Sierra Leone, they speak more than us. They don't joke. They don't joke. Liberians, the ball is in your court. It is your time. First food are full. Second food are not full. If you make it third food, you're done for life. You're done. We need education. We need good health. We need farming, or real farming. We need a real ecotourism. Ecotourism where you make money out of your own beaches. We need good fisheries. When the government can prioritize these things, the government take responsibility. The government must prioritize certain things. And when you bring this people in the country, don't tell them you want share in it. The government can also provide, the government can get share. If somebody go to Liberia and get $50 million, let the government add $50 million on it. We guarantee you that you will survive. Let the government tell a company, say, if you open your company in Lofa County, we'll give you 10 years break on taxes. Ain't mean they don't pay tax. They will be paying small taxes. It's not no rocket scientist. If the government is sincere and talk to IRS and talk to Liberia and say, listen, you got a role to play in Liberia, you will play flat rate based on what you're making, and this money will be collected by a reputable organization in America here, also to keep it for the government, we will do it. So Liberia, that is why Americans can vote when the other country, they call the thing they call absentee ballots. Americans can vote anywhere. And ourselves, we can do the same thing. But you cannot sit in Liberia, you want for Liberians to participate, and then you suppress Liberians. God help us. George Weah left Liberia to play professional. After he retired from football, he went back home. Mr. Cummings left Liberia and came to America to make his life. When he retired, he went back home. Is that a wrong thing? It almost, you telling me the man from Maryland came to Monrovia after he got education, everything. When he go back to Maryland, they say, oh no, you're not Marylander. He's not supposed to go. But how would that man go back to Maryland when the government is saying that all the benefit is in Monrovia? You must plan. And this is my first time to see a political leader, a man who running for president with a plan that when you bop your eye and you call him today, he will tell you, say, this is what I'm starting with today. This is what we need to do. This man telling you the truth, say, my people, we can do the thing here. Don't believe, don't say I get magic touch. The man said we can do the thing together. We got money. This country is rich. Whether with less than 5 million or with 5 million or with 5.4, we don't even know. Because our officials only concerned about themselves. When they say politics is interest, it didn't mean that your personal interest. Politics is interest, it's community interest. If I live in Lokintown and I got an opportunity for anybody to ask me, or president, what will you do for our community here? We don't have security. We don't have good drinking water. There is no light. There is no light in the country, but we want investors to come in Liberia. There is no light in Liberia, but yet we're asking for good hospital. Eh? All the power theft in Liberia is done by government officials, not the small man. All the power theft in Liberia is done by government officials. But they run the government, they can give you fake receipt. And then let Maggie show the public his light bill. Let Maggie do that. Not because the other official did the same thing, that means you should do the same thing. It's wrong. Now you see, you the last man, it's almost like a technician. When they give you a job and they say go to that house and go put up a security camera. When you get to that house to put a security camera on, any other cameras in that house, you are responsible for it. If you go in a house to install an internet and they got a cable boxes and whatsoever, and when you get there, one of the cable boxes is not working, you're responsible. When you walk out, it's on you because you're the last technician. It's the same thing. The government was corrupt. Early government was this and was this and this and this and this, but there was a system put in place. When you come in, you pick up from there. Anything goes wrong, don't tell me about Ellie. Don't tell me about Ellie stole money. Whether Ellie took 5, you take 1, that's stealing. Stealing is stealing. You can go through a border with a bag full of drugs. You pass there 2, 3 times. And I go there for the first time and they catch me. You think if I tell the people, say, oh, and you see my friend over there, he passed it. They don't give a damn. I don't want to caught. So you see, that you're the one we see. You're the one who's showing it and putting it in our faces. You're the one who rather shopping it in the Liberian poor faces. Coming to America and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars as if the money tree is in Liberia. Our government official then. We got some government official who come into Liberia, they're buying all the old houses. Let's Zoga Wessing. Buying all the plenty of old houses in Trenton now. So just in case, if they try to go after him, he can get something in America. But we chase all of them. Yeah, all of them, we chase them. These guys are criminal. They're all by themselves. They are damn corrupt. President Weah thought he was bringing people, but President Weah said he inside too. Because he said he started building all his houses too. The man was building house. Don't tell me that President Weah own money. Eh? Nobody should tell me that. The first lady never had a foundation in Liberia. She never created one. All the time she was going with George Weah, married to President Weah, to George Manning Weah. But when she became first lady, she opened a foundation. We gave her over $1.5 million change. Check it, going 4 or 5 years now, and they gave her the physical cash. Can this first lady give us account? Can give any report how they use the money? 1, 2, 3, 4 times $1.5 million. That is what the first lady had received. They don't receive it little, they give them upfront. Because if you go back to check, they receive everything. So that means they receive the money. We know what the first lady brother doing in Liberia, in Grand Bassa County, and doing something in Grand Cru. They're doing diamond business. Eh? So everybody believed that even if Mr. Cummings is president, he will do the same thing. You see that? But let me tell you guys, it is time that we do not allow poor people to take over. Seriously. Some of them, look, if we get a good leader or leader that will put his foot down, nobody will see. When I told these guys on FO Friends of Liberia and Focus on Liberia, I said the president has power according to our constitution. It's a unitary state. Oh, yeah, Mr. Cummings won't be a dictator. Joe, we are now a dictator. Look at trouble. You see sedition? How these guys then do things by imagination or even reading. It's simple. We got 3 branches of government. Some people don't know the first branch of government, the legislators. Before they pass a law, before they even try to levy taxes and pass it or to do whatsoever, it should be a majority vote. One man can do it, one man cannot. When the government, the executive bring that budget, for that budget to pass, it got to be majority. The Senate got to be majority. One man can make the difference. But when they go to that executive, one man makes the decision how to spend that money. One man make the decision to prosecute anybody. If you go in the street today and you open fire on everybody in the street, if the executive do not prosecute you and they push that case on the table, the judicial will not go after you. The legislature can talk from now to judgment day is for nothing. So you see, the president can fire you, although you confirmed by the Senate, but the president can fire you or tell the Senate. To appoint you, the Senate got to agree now, but he will fire you without telling the Senate. Only one man disagree and stay unless that person is a good guy, like the justice minister. But the president can still fire the justice minister anytime, any day, anywhere. If Clyde Weir make Joe Weir to feel bad, he can fire anybody. You're not asking nothing. That's how it works. Yeah. So once Clyde Weir do not give the president anything to eat, he can fire anybody. If the president get up in the morning, he eat a breakfast, he can fire anybody, anytime. That's how strong the president is. But if you get a good president who will put his foot down, all the corrupt politicians will be so afraid because Mr. Cummings will not be afraid to even prosecute his own people. Yeah. If you're from ANC, you're a criminal, he will jail you. If you're an ANC member, you can vote for Mr. Cummings. You carry Mr. Cummings up, you bring him down. You allow you to vote 32 times Mr. Cummings president, he will jail you. In fact, they will jail you before even they prosecute you. You don't see that one? Because he will be so vexed. He will show you sense before even the way he will be praying to God. They say, who's that? They say, oh, that Mr. Kishan. He said, hey, thank you. Who's that? That Yasini. Hey, God, you answer my prayer. And I catch one ANC people. Let me show them something. Yeah. The way Mr. Cummings will be dancing to the mansion that day. He said, nah, like Brempo, know me. Let me show them a small example. That is why I will tell you today. You ask any ANC man, take it from me. And you ask them, say, what kind of job you supposed to get on Cummings? They will shut them off. I know. They will shut them off. They can't tell you. They will close them. If you tell them, say, so Mr. Cummings president tomorrow, where you be here? I don't want a job, sir. You not people receive a job. Me, you ask me, you tell I say anything they give me, I will take it. If they ask me now, that's what I'm trying to tell you. But I want to be in Liberia free. I want for the justice system to work. I want when I go to Liberia, I should do my small little thing, get my small little keke. Once I can move from point A, point B, I'm okay. My wife enjoying herself. When she come to Liberia, she'll get that sing keke with me too. If she won't be bluffing, she will walk. Or if she coming, she can come with only keke. That's what I want. I want if I start to pay $1, let me pay $1. You know I had to work for money here. I'm gonna go to Liberia and start bribing everybody. No. That's all we're saying. That when I say my head hurting, I'm gonna be able to go in a drugstore and buy real medication, not to just take the one from Nigeria. No regulation in the country. You think the government care? No. The drugs is all over the damn country. People getting Who bringing the drugs? You think the train who smoked the drugs? The one I went for the one brought the drugs in the country? No, they're not bringing the drugs. They're not bringing the drugs. That the people get authority bringing the drugs. So my people, call your people back home and talk to them. This election will not be your easy election. We're not saying that we're having a free ride. If we don't campaign, we'll not get it. If we don't go from door to door, if you start complaining because you see my red face on that thing and you vex with me today and say I will not vote for Mr. Cummings, that's your business. I'm not running for president. I'm not cursing you. I'm telling you the truth. If you say we're bragging, nobody bragging here. I'm a step today. I haven't eat yet. I waited for my wife to come to go cook. Maybe I will eat my little driver and Ray or two. So you myself, we're in the same boat. So don't look at my face because I'm in the net now you say, yeah, that one there, he's just bluffing. I will not vote for Mr. Cummings, sir. That's your business. That's your business. But listen now, not because I said that your business. Just vote for Mr. Cummings, yeah? Just vote for him. Not because I say that your business and then you verse again. You verse again. Just go campaign and vote for him. That is right, man. That for me. The small one God gave me, I sure I get $25 in my pocket. Don't let my wife hear that one because you can't also Jenna and say, oh, you get $25. But I sure I get small little thing on me. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel bad. That because of you will run out more fear. They're not for me to get job because they men are behind me. They men here. They got. Don't see him laughing at that. They do. They guy can joke too. But he will tell you behind closed door. That's why I tell you, they say, what make you a great leader is what you say behind closed door. Imagine we sat with other people who have told us that if we win, relax, we eat. But you sit with the man begging you to go support him, and he telling you, say, but let me tell you, if you supporting me, that are supposed to give you job, then don't help me again. I said, but they can't politician. I see why the other point won't come. Because listen, Stephen Johnson worked for Mr. Cummings. But do you know why Stephen Johnson don't want to stick around Mr. Cummings? He's not too sure that if Mr. Cummings president and he misbehave, he will stay there. That why Stephen Johnson there on the other side. He's a smart man. But the man look at this and say, you know what? Let me stick with Mr. Bwaka. Mo Ali. He know Mr. Cummings, how Mr. Cummings straight. Mo Ali know that Mr. Cummings not get him money and help him before. But Mo Ali fear is that if Mr. Cummings president, he will not steal. You know what I'm saying? The other people get a beat down show, they won't get a naked picture on TV. They won't get a picture on TV. And that naked picture. And here one leg here. That the same problem he facing. Because Mr. Cummings and his own boss, they're not cool, so he will not follow Mr. Cummings. You see that? So George Lobo, all of them now, they now enjoy themselves in America. They're afraid that if they go to Liberia, it will be hard for them to steal. But if that Joe Bwaka, they will steal plenty. So all of them finally come and say, they got hard to deal with. They got hard to deal with. Liberian people, that the one that go for you. That the time you will endure, because the man will put you first. He will put your interest first. You not put the niggas their interest first. That is small people. You know what Mr. Cummings going around the country for? Do you know what Mr. Cummings going around the country for? First-hand information. If Mr. Cummings was any other politician, like what he said, Daniel Cassell, who went to Liberia and spending money all kind of way, he won't take the back door to get to the front. If Mr. Cummings were going to do the same thing, Mr. Cummings will not go around the country. All Mr. Cummings need to do, just take $5 million, $10 million. Any child that come to you, anybody can you get in 200, 300, 400, that $5 million will last. You know, if you get $1 million, maybe I might be wrong. If you get $1 million and you use it $75 a day, you can use it for 20 years. If you just say I will use $75 every day, you will get that $1 million for 20 years. So if Mr. Cummings was a corrupt dude, just take $10 million because you know you're going to get it by in government. You take $10 million and start to divide it. The ANC, the CDs, it's the UP people will push Mr. Bwaka under the bus. The AL people will push Mr. Euro under the bus. In fact, Mr. Euro will be the one that holding Mr. Cummings in the air and will tell Mr. Bwaka, say, go sit down. That means Mr. Cummings don't need to go to any county. Say, don't worry, man. We the people. Now, if you tell Mr. Cummings about the justice system, if he's president, he will say that justice system is damn corrupt. We need to change it. We need to do a reform. If you tell Mr. Cummings about school, he knows how much he's spending on children. If you tell Mr. Cummings everything, because this man go around and take notes. Mr. Cummings take notes. I'm telling you today, my people, I don't lie to you. That is why he going around. Mr. Cummings is capable enough to use helicopter to fly over Liberia. Just rent helicopter and fly away and go from place to place. But he travel by road. Then what are you looking for again, my people? It's not you. Don't let them fool you. It's they corrupt people then. They're the ones making all the news. Nobody knows Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is not electable. Mr. Cummings, my people, we voting for killers. We voted for criminals. We put in point to offer who's stealing the money in front of our koro. They say Mr. Cummings changed the document. In the document, they say, but Mr. Cummings point in the document say, no, Mr. Kishen will not go. Once Mr. Kishen signed it, he can't go nowhere. So you're telling me now, who signed? And when you sign contract, you want for the contract to be good? And when you sign contract, you want for it to be good? Who will sign contract for nothing? But the time they signed the contract, the people were crying about that document. While they were talking about Mr. Cummings' finger document, the seen CPP future candidate in bombings, in Nimba, in what the place needs there, Grand G there. The same document. Hey, my people, the people are corrupt. The same document. The same document they use. So you're telling me now. Wow. Liberian, how much I know what to say again. I don't know what to say to you again. I don't know what to say. Thank you very much. I will talk to you again. You have a good day. God bless you. You pray for me. I pray for you. But listen, I'm not coming back on it today, but I'm going to play the interview with Cummings and Spoon. It is one of our best interview. See a leader. I pray that President Weah will go on our show. Fagon said that whole interview they get a question to Mr. Cummings. So Mr. Cummings was answering the question like he memorized it and he made notes. So Martin that Stanton Waterspoon, please call Mr. Weah and give Mr. Weah the question and let Mr. Weah come on your show. We beg you. Say you gave Cummings the question and he can't pass the test. So that means Stanton get a question to Mr. Cummings to go and study and Mr. Cummings passed the test. So Stanton, it's not fair. Take the question and give it to President Weah. If possible, take the question and take the master key, the one with the answer, join it together and give it to President Weah. And don't make mistake and take, or maybe you can try, you can start asking from the middle. Because when you ask from the middle, he will use number one question answer. Don't do it. So just take your time and call Mr. Weah. Since they say Mr. Cummings don't even know he will not even stuttering, say. Mr. Cummings, if you get time, I want you to sit down with Mr. Fagon. Mr. Fagon say he's the best guy I wish that you would say to Fagon, let Fagon ask a question. Because some of them thinking that you fall from heaven. Some of them thinking that you alien. Some of them thinking that Mr. Cummings are alien. They think Mr. Cummings different. They think Mr. Cummings don't use a restroom. He don't go nowhere. He know how to eat palm butter. He know how to do this. They just feel Mr. Cummings different, man. So Stanton, you please, I beg you, you put a question together and you send it to President Weah. Let President Weah talk to us. Everything. Everything. Or get a question and the answer. Instead of his spy, just get to him. And what we'll tell the people that instead of looking down, we'll put a computer in front of him. That means as you ask a question, then he will just read it. Yes, Stanton, my name is George. My name, we are born in Mama Point. Yeah. Yeah, I play for Invisible 11 or he might jump. I love my guy, my body. Giorgio, President Weah, my man. I love that guy. But he's not the leadership type. I supported him. I got no regrets for doing that. Some of the people who caused me for supporting Joe, we are why he says Zuga Wisdom. Now all of them enjoying today. But President Weah will remain as president in a book after 2023. We can sign a contract again. You know that one there. Even the President Weah said, you're not signing contract. He said no that one. I bet you ask President Weah now, do you want to get do you want us to give you second term? He'll tell you, say, I think I'm okay. But he get made a maggot and near him, he was 1 second term. I know. The scene where the man left the contract, the whole professional thing, and the same thing the man will do. So I'm not too sure that President Weah will even participate in the election. President Weah need to just relax himself and enjoy the small money he get now. He want to live freely in Liberia because, look, Liberia is so sweet. I don't think President Weah won't live out of the country. But President Weah, the small legacy you get. But what I would do, if Mr. Cummings is president of Liberia, I will beg Mr. Cummings to give me the opportunity to fix the museum for George Weah. Just give it to me. I will add Survivor. I will add RE. I will add Mighty Barrow jersey. I will add the Lone Star jersey. I will add the Tornell jersey and Monaco. And then what I will do, I will put all the Lone Star players that play along with George Weah. I will put in there all the coaches that George Weah went through. I will put the pictures there. And I will put a lot of pictures around that park to tell them that that park was so important. Friday Robert and JJ, all the guys practice at that park. We were in the football business. We didn't play the football like y'all. But how President Weah will forget about Wilfred Ladner? How President Weah will forget about Alexander Chinnicky when they all practiced there? Carl Jebo, Robert Clark, Ezekiel Doe, Thomas Freeman. Thomas Freeman slept in the same room with George Weah, their day-to-day life, the same room on IE camp, the same room on Lone Star camp. How can George Weah forget about Thomas Freeman? How can George Weah forget about the Lone Star national team? He played 60 games from Dothan to present. But he put a big Diadora boost. The one he signed his own contract and eat money. That the one he can't put on our land and say that the one more look at the one he used to be world best. Tell me now. We'll not take it from there, but we'll increase it, we'll make it good. If possible, I will talk to President Cummings. So I will put a statue for George Weah there too. To do it the right way. Zoga Wilson was trying to put a statue and I eat the poor money. Zoga Wilson raised money. Then Zoga Wilson went and retired on number 14 jersey for good, for life. We'll bring number 14 back. How can you retire a 14 jersey from national team? Club the one that retired jersey, not no national team. Why didn't retire King Pele jersey? Hey, Zoga Wilson, sorry for saying it, but you stupid. Damn it. King Pele. Today, nobody. King Pele is the world best, number one. He stayed number one. His number 10 jersey was never retired from the Brazilian national team, but we retired number 14 from our Labrador national team. Hey, Jesus Christ. What? Yeah, they gotta know how to fool our leaders. I will bring number 14 back. That anything can wear it. Yeah, I won't lie to you. I will not lie to you. One Milan can retire Joe, we are number 9 jersey. They play him win a world best. Why didn't retire his number 9 jersey? That like broke number 14. So today the president wearing number 18 now. He's saying 18-year-old. Prezo, they say the president in the park in different Chokron Kui is in charge of the presidential laws. So important. George Solo. Are you a name the basketball court in honor of George Solomon George, representation or rude man and Solomon George, who used to cost man. All the good basketball players we got in Liberia that were there before and died. Amen, President Weah. You go take Solomon George and name it in honor of the basket. Not the basketball. Otis. I think Solomon George got one of the place there. The football field, okay, Alaji Kroman. But how will you name Liberian people? Let me ask you something today. I want to be honest with you. If it comes to football, Alaji Kroman and Sam Burnett, who you think should be honored? Sam Burnett took care of Barrow player. I remember Sam Burnett gave Massa Gion a check for Massa to join RE. Massa loved Barrow so much he kept that check and came to Sam. If you are saying I call him, Sam Burnett told him, he said, Papi, you know my whole family. He told Massa take the check. Joshua was supposed to name that damn fee in honor of Sam Burnett. Or even what the man is said, Wallen Knuckles or Paul Mulba. Paul Mulba worked for LFA. Although he was once Barrow president before. Seriously. Alaji Kroma was only Barrow president. Alaji Kroma didn't do nothing for any other team. He was only for Barrow president. He was only Barrow president. And the president said that, oh, in honor of the player, he's a practice in honor of IE. But they got two names. They say invisible. I don't know which one they're talking about. I don't know who ever asked the president. I don't know. That's what I'm going to look. I hope the next one the president is going to open and PHP. Don't bring your foreign friends again. Just bring Mama Musa, all the guys, and all of y'all go there. The only thing is that it looks so funny. Carrying all of them behind a barrack, they ain't played on that place before. That the FEU, you are supposed to bring Salensa, Robert Clark, and all the guys, especially the one who play with you, because our FE, they're all kind of people to practice there. Bring them together and unify, whether they vote for you or not. Show something. But you brought your people there and downplay Liberians. I never see president who love foreigner. The president never play with Osama Jem or what? He never played with him before. And he never played with them. Yes, Salensa play for the what? Friends of Weah. But he got no choice. He's a broker. He got to do it. Joe Nambi got to do it. All of them broke. That business, they eat their money. Nobody care about them. They don't want to make their own money. They mess up their own money so that they're damn business. I will not feel sorry for them. Joe Nambi was captain or lease. He makes some money at his business. Kevin Sebwe make money. He mess it up that his business. That their own money. Salensa, then all of them were, I should they make over $1 million. They mess it up. That their business. So I feel sorry for them. Okay, guys. Yeah, thank you. When I say I go, I can't go because I just love you guys. Mr. Cummings, we'll do everything possible, yeah. We're in a boat together. We'll swim together. We'll get up together. Freedom man say we'll fall down the grab. In Liberia today, that Cummings we want to. In Liberia today, that Cummings we want to. Come on, 2023, Cummings will win the election to go to the executive mansion. Oh, our people, oh, Bella, a left part and oh, with the ANC. Hope to not to forget dating we did pass. Oh, Liberia, Liberia. That comments we want to for our president. We'll vote comments. You like it, you don't like it. Jaco Lantern. The one who sort of vote Jawea. But this coming election, we're not even talking about plan B. We might not even have 10 candidates. I don't believe it. Maybe I rather want to see somebody prove me wrong. When people talking about second round, Liberian people will live in the past. We never think about the future. We will maybe 6 candidates. Seriously. Y'all let us on, eh? I see all the love. Y'all show me love, yeah. Y'all take care. My wife just from work now. She looking at me through the door. So I gotta go take care of Oma. I gotta take care of Oma, my wife. That I girlfriend. That what written on the wedding certificate. Okay. So y'all take care, yeah? Y'all share the video. And I read the comments. Oh, those of you who cost me, that's your business. You cost me some comments, that's your business. You say you like me and you enjoy it. Kudos. I love you too. I love you. I love you. But even you cost me, I still love you. Even you say anything, you stay behind me. We stay body. And listen, Sunday, my first show. Who is ABC? You call from Liberia. I ask the question, you answer it. It's $10. If you want to go $20, if you miss the second question, I take the $10 back from you. Maybe I will give the opportunity to people in America. If you answer the question, but you have to give me somebody in Liberia to give the $10 to them. So my first day, the question will come from the 5 watts and how. So if you got the opportunity, you can start to watch it, but I will play it. And also I will ask you questions about the Constitution, mainly on citizen on voting. So I will ask questions from the Constitution. And also, I might go into the CPP framework sometime. But most of the question will be about Cummings, what year Cummings was born, whether you know him, what county he's from, or what he did for living, what his profession. I might ask that question. Who he's stand-up bearer of which of the party, I might ask that question. So please share it. 3 o'clock I will be on. It will be for only 1 hour. And I will open the line. If you call, you will get your $10. And I'm still looking for sponsors. I want to say thanks to Agnes, thanks to a foreign guy. He gave 305. Another person gave $50, and other people still promising me. And John Mawolo called me and said, "When you ready, money, I'm going to send $200." And I myself, I got my own $4 in there too, so that I got enough money to start. So as I go back, it's all about promoting our people. The main purpose of this show is to educate the Liberian people on voting. But Mr. Cummings is in there because I support Mr. Cummings. When the election is over, I will go right back to my own thing. I got a lot of things in store. Trust me. God will help me. I will open a network. It will be open. Don't worry. Right now, I'm not advocating for nobody. Don't trust me. I don't want to fool you. I will talk about rape. I will talk about this. I will talk about that. But I will not be afraid to tell Mr. Cummings the truth and tell anybody the truth. So, Liberian people, please let us do the best for Liberia. That's what I will say. And to guys who can always be watching, let's be moderate. Let respect each other. And don't go after each other. Don't go after me. And sometimes it's better if you want us to have the interaction. Do you know why I don't look at the post until when I finish? Because I don't want to look at the post and somebody insulting, then I want to answer you. But sometimes I know people asking questions that I could answer. Then I can answer the question. But if I don't, somebody cursing and somebody saying that it will distract me. So it will be your time. And then also on that, I'll be looking at the question. I won't be doing too much talking, but I want for people to participate. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to come on my show, just let me know. Inbox me. I will send you the link. and I can have a time with you. We can discuss and say things. And you understand? So please, I love you guys. Let me tell the real truth. I love Liberia. I love Liberians. Nobody can take it from me. It hurts me every day when I see what Liberians go through. Seriously. If I had my own will, if Liberia was so nice and everything is there, I would take my family back home. I can tell anybody that. My kids will go to school there. My wife will find a job there. I myself will find a job and will come. But you can't take your children to Liberia to go. They were born here. They're not from Liberia. Let's be honest. Say, oh, go home. No. And I can't leave my family here too and go to Liberia. You know what I'm saying? So that one of the things, you know how many people have called me and said, oh, Munir, you need to come home so we can petition you in the district. No, I'm not here to live. I'm not one of the person who want to go to Liberia, lose an election and come right back. Or I'm gonna go to Liberia, win an election, then I concentrating on money now to steal and send it back to my welfare to buy one nice car and whatsoever. If I want to do it, that means I'm not working in Liberia in America again. I want to get my small business be running. Again, I went to Liberia using a tinted car, stopped to the total gas station in Nukuta and Douala. Walking to the mark machine, the boy just look at the boss, look at the S. He cost me first. Look at the stealing, I want money. I just told the beginning, I said, take all that damn tint off the car. Because I had a fee. You work for your own thing, they say you could call you, they say you stealing money. The other guy look at me, he called me immigration director. He said, that time Lemon Shema was there. He said, I was looking at, because I was in the brown t-shirt and my cargo cap and my brown cap, like I was immigration. He said, oh, you immigration chief? I said, yeah, like Brent feeling for true. You know what I'm saying? So it hurts me to be frank, but we can't help everybody. Everybody, people calling, oh, the other one, this other one. I cannot. I can't. And then sometimes you get your $50, they still get vest. You get them 25, they vest. Because the way they get the money, like, brother, how we get the money? Y'all know that one. Y'all know what we're talking about. But you're doing good. The people in Liberia, in America, doing good. And at the same time, you should understand. The people that in America, if you listen to me, you in Liberia, the people that in America got family they got to take care of too. They got a wife, they got a children, they got a husband, they got to take care of it, they got family back home. It's not that they think about you. So when we're calling you for you to vote or to support someone, don't make it look like I don't want to sponsor the person now. That means I'm gonna take care of you because I tell you to vote for John Brown. Don't do it. Yeah. Your friend I buy you data. Don't call another person to buy you data too now. Call the next man to buy you rice. But you ask everybody for data. Then you ask everybody for rice. You ask everybody for telephone. You alone will get 10 telephone. I know somebody who asked for telephone. And while we're talking, the other two guys say, but they got me for telephone. So that you alone want 3 telephone? Eh? Oh, LB. But we still love you. Mm. Okay, oh, you're taking it easy. I can say I go, but still I can go. When I look at 75% watching me and whatsoever, still I won't go nowhere. I will enjoy. But anyway, we had a nice time today on focus. Focus on Liberia. That was good. My wife throwing sound to me. So guys, my producer throwing sound to me. She said, time over. My producer throwing sound to me. Hey boy. You know they say, let me tell I will boss the other secret. You know they say that woman, the one that caught Samson hair. And they say that woman made Adam and Eve, that the woman made Adam to misbehave in the garden. That the city my producer doing to me right now. So my producer trying to confuse me. So before she confuse me, at least I share my time with you. And when I get first on me, I beg you. So yeah, let's support our mayor. Bye for now.